Welcome back to action now from the SKF Little Giants here at the 19th running of the Passion for Speed Festival. An incredible array of cars and almost 40 of them going to go to battle now in this very competitive class. Last year we had big action, remember, and a couple of big crashes. Expect more of the same at the front end, but the usual contenders out front, usually coming out of the Trans-Africa Racing stable, will be looking to take on Mark van Rooyen in his 24/7 Race Fuels Sunbeam Alpine. They're in 6th place as they head down towards turn 1. Christa Panwall on the inside there, all the way from Scandinavia, joining his good friend as they head down into turn 1 there, Chad Tendashate, but Tendashate looks like he might have just got the whole shot and hangs on to the inside line for turn 2. Oh, good stuff here, and we're on board with Ishmael Baloy in the Trans-Africa Racing GSM Dart. The GSM Dart, a very competitive car. Remember, he has won the championship in this category. Mel Spur going side by side with a couple of cars in the mid-pack there in the Ford Consul, looking for a chance to win out her class. And look out as well as they go through there. The 21 car flying through, of course, piloted by one of our international guests, Lars Bodesen. And Bodesen now taking on Baloy. Malspur on the inside of Volkswagen corner in the Ford Consul, closing on the back end of Brits and Boertes by the looks of things in those Mini Coopers. And speaking of Coopers, yeah, Boertes now applying the pressure, looking for a chance as they head into turn 6. Double right hand at Kenwood. And Stephen Brits on his tail too. This is going to be a great battle to the flag here for these guys. Chad Tendashate hangs on, Panwall and Bodesen. Ishmael Baloy, here comes Mark van Rooyen, the 247 Race Fuels Sunbeam Alpine, diving on Brits. Can't quite get through there, but certainly a big turnaround on that car further back in the pack. Big battles expected all the way through, and it's exactly what happens. Robin Clark going at it there with Jaco Taylor, and Jaco Taylor with Andre de Kock just in the background. You can see there in the second of those Trans-Africa Racing darts. 2 Alpha GT Sprint cars going at it side by side. Then it's Robin Clark closing in on the back end of the field there. That MG Magnet. Well, it's not really a race car, but Piri Piri Racing have got theirs. Change up for the lead. Bodesen is in the front. Chad Tendashate, gives him a little helping hand around the outside. Little touch between the two of them, and Bodesen just gets it all out of shape. Very fortunate to hang on in the Lotus Elan 5.2. 105E there on the 105 car. That is Brian Rowlings putting the pressure onto Malspur. Bodesen trying to come back on track. And you can see he just avoids, the reason he avoids there, you go the Ginetta of Terence Tracy out of shape, and a big one there. FJ Smith slamming into the side of Terence Tracy. He's on the roof. That Ginetta G15, unfortunately, out of this race, and red flag, understandably, after a big incident like that. Let's have a look at it once again. The Ginetta just gets out of shape. There's nowhere to go for FJ. He was very lucky. He got hit slamming into the rolling car in front of him and actually went straight in there with his helmet. So a big incident at turn 4. Fortunately, both drivers seem to be okay. You can see maneuvers there in the Ginetta as Terence Tracy climbs out. But now we go back into race restart. Ishmael Baloy having some problems with the gearbox. Only 3rd and 4th gear left in that car. Trying to attack Lars Bodesen, who's now back into the mix just behind Panval. And you can see Panval now putting the pressure onto Chad Tendashate at the front end. Sun is going to be a major factor here. If you don't have a dark visor, you're going to find it very difficult to drive in this stage of the race, particularly here in the late afternoon at Swartkops. 510, that is Clinton Parsons fighting with Liam Murphy there. Liam Murphy in the 3rd of the Tom Camphor Volvos, the P1800. Front end change up again. There's Stephen Brits running wide, and there you go. Sunbeam Alpine diving on the inside for Rooyen. And Andre de Kock gets taken out by the Irishman. Oh man, I was just about to say Liam Murphy looking good, and then he goes and takes Andre de Kock out at the top end of turn 5. Across the line they come. Ishmael Baloy fending off the attack coming from Mark van Rooyen in the background. That 24/7 race fuel car looking good. And he's all over Ed Boertes now. Boertes in there too in the Mini. Vital Weather Stations Mini, but I don't think he's going to have an answer there to the Porsche. That's basically a road-going car. Absolutely amazing to see that 911 going at it and leading a very competitive Little Giants field. Liam Murphy has recovered, but he's got to get ahead of Carl Brink in the 3rd of the Minis. Checkered flag's about to come out. Lars Bodesen has just got through on his compatriot. But it looks like Panval might just win this out, because I think Bodesen might be in a bit of trouble for an earlier incident and for driving down the wrong way on the circuit. Panval takes Class A ahead of Bonderson and Chad Tendashate. Class B goes to Ed Boertes, Carl Brink and Brian Rowlings. Malspur winning Class C ahead of Parsons and Montadon.
My day was good, but not so good because I was running with only 2 gears. It was 4th gear and 5th gear. So each time, I was coming to tight corners, I would turn with 4th gear, which is not ideal, and the guys would actually pull away from me. However, when it comes to cornering, then I'll catch them and then, pulling, and then, they'll leave me behind.
as the sun sets on another magnificent Passion for Speed. It's great to have the final word from the big boss man from Zwartkops, and of course the man who puts it all together, Peter du Toit.
It's an incredibly exciting day. It's the past, the present, and the future. And the past for me was the Grand Prix cars of the 1960s, early 60s, some of them from the 1950s. Brought back many memories where the original Kyle Army, some of them in Grand Central. So that meant a lot to me. Then the big V8 saloons, they never disappoint. There's always drama. The Tourist Trophy, the 19th time we run the 45 minutes, 3 cars crossing the line after 45 minutes together. It's just been incredible. Everybody had a great day, and that's our objective. That anybody comes to Zwartkops and you drive that gate, there's the expectation I'm going to have a great day's entertainment. And I think this year that's really lived up to that objective of ours. And there's a lot of spectators in these sort of very difficult economic times, and people really don't have money, but they supported us on this, and I think with family budgets that are very tight.
The 19th running of the Passion for Speed Festival is proudly brought to you by Castrol, SKF and G&H Transport.